Hey, what's up everybody, Lawler here. Today's video is pretty jam-packed, so we're not going to waste too much time, but a lot of things being covered between more details on the ESPN Invitational, stuff about Singularity being released, a bunch of roster changes and teases, NRG selling naming, like the list goes on and on, so let's get into it. And as always, if you guys would like to further support me and the content that I provide, easiest way to do so, all of the graphics here showing my socials can be found in the description down below. Go give those a like and a follow if you'd like to support me, as well as give the video a thumbs up, as well as hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the best Rocket League news content. As I mentioned, there's a ton of stuff for us to cover today, so I'm just going to kind of just rifle through it. If you guys do have additional questions, make sure you guys drop those in the comments down below, and I'll see if I can give some follow-up for you guys. First on the list, Team Singularity. We've been talking about this, and this was something that I teased a long time ago in a video that you may be able to find linked up here. Team Singularity was talked about and was rumored that another team was going to come in and buy them out and take their roster spot. Well, part one of that has officially happened, which leads me to leave to the second part, which I'll touch on here in a second. Team Singularity is saying farewell to their roster. Currently, their roster is only 2 players in Nolly and Though, and they are looking forward to finding the guys a new home with an announcement later this week. The details haven't yet been finalized, but it leads me to believe the team that we talked about a while back, Guild Esports, the one that is co-owned by David Beckham, is going to be the team that picks these guys up based upon where they're located. I mean, you're talking Nolly is from England. I think Though is from the Netherlands, but either way, with a UK base, it should be relatively easy for these guys to kind of go there. And because we're coming down to the wire, it's kind of hard to believe that they don't go with Scrubkiller, which I hope is announced here sometime soon. But if I had to go with my gut and based upon the information that is provided, Singularity is releasing the roster. Though and Nolly are going over to Guild Esports, which is the organization that is picked up by David Beckham as a co-owner, and then Scrub will get signed on as their third, and that is what the roster is going to be moving forward, because they haven't tried out literally anybody else in the off seasons. But based upon that information, I'm happy for them. Guild, even though they are very new to the scene, are going to provide a different atmosphere than we've ever seen, with a more traditional background in the football world. So I'm excited to see on how that plays out, but all in all, glad to see they have a new home immediately, and I'm looking forward to more details. Next up, if you guys haven't seen the news, ESPN Esports ended up announcing a little bit more information, and pretty much all the information for their Rocket League Invitational that's coming up here shortly. $25,000 tournament, and they show the details of the schedule, the rules, and more in a video with their host Arda. Link to that video is down in the description, but as I'm showing a little bit of it here, Group A looks like it's going to be NRG, Rogue, Rat Enterprises, and Plot Twist. As for Group B, it's going to be G2, Space Station, Alpine, and Envy. So there's a couple different teams getting some opportunities, and a lot of the reason to provide some insight into this as to who got picked was mostly because of the fact that some of these rosters just haven't been finalized publicly yet, so it's hard to shoot invites to an unfinalized team. And some of you may be like, well, Rat Enterprise isn't finalized. To the public, they're not finalized, but for a lot of us, we know what they're going with, and those conversations have been ongoing for a while. A lot of people are also wondering why this big of a tournament is getting announced on such short notice. I'm not going to point any fingers as to why it is, but I'm not going to say it's because of ESPN. So you guys can put 2 and 2 together and figure it out, but things have been delayed for other reasons that are out of their hands. Either way, it's going to be myself, Shogun, LeafX, and I don't know who the 4th caster is that is going to be involved, but should be pretty fun. That'll be going down Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Starts at 2:30 Eastern with a pre-show every single day. Day 1 on Friday is going to be the Group A event, 6 matches. Group B will be on Saturday, same time, same place. And then Sunday, the final day, will be the remaining 6 teams, as they do have 3 teams from each group advancing. The team that comes out first in each group will get a bye and a guaranteed top 4, which is prize money. So kind of an interesting way that they're going about doing it. If you guys have any questions about that, the video can be found down in the description with all the details. It's only a 6-minute video, so super easy to watch and digest. In another article by the Esports Observer, NRG looks to be shopping for naming rights to their Rocket League team. And a lot of people think that this means that they're selling the roster to another organization. I've seen people talk about like evil geniuses and stuff, and that's not even close to what they mean. What this actually means is what they're trying to do is they're trying to find a dedicated sponsor that is going to be paired in addition to the NRG name. Case in point, Renault Sport Vitality. Vitality is the name of the team. Renault Sport is the name of the brand that is backing them and paying a ton of money to show that advertisement. A lot of organizations do this, and the way that they pair it is they basically sell that spot because they know it's going to be on the forefront of a lot of different things. And they also give them very heavy kind of advertising on jerseys and merch to make sure that the name is out there even more so. So they're looking for, at minimum, like a 6-figure deal, hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're trying to find something like NRG Audi Rocket League or something, you know, something where they can, or Audi NRG Rocket League, or something where they have a brand deal that gets this organization that they're trying to associate with to put their name in the forefront and associate to any time this team is mentioned, whether it be on broadcast, whether it be in conversations. If I talk about NRG, it's going to have to be Audi NRG instead to talk about the full team name. And that's what they want. That is what they're paying for. Not that they're selling their organization's spot or their organization of the team to another esports org. That's not how that works. So again, NRG is shopping around. They've been having success. The biggest thing out of this article that they talk about, and link to this will be in the description as well, is that a lot of times when they are going and promoting this to other people and trying to find a buyer, every single person within watching the first couple of minutes has been stated like, I get this, I understand this. So mainstream is understanding the appeal, just like we all know. Super accessible about Rocket League, super easy to understand, and very, very sellable and monetizable. Next up is a $10,000 Japanese tournament called the Gulliver Cup that is going to be having a LAN in late November. Details of this are a little bit harder to come by, but overall it's the fact that they are trying to have a tentative LAN for the Japanese region, which is super awesome. So hopefully this one ends up playing out. Too much details. I can't read Japanese, so I'm a little lost on here, but if you check out the Reddit thread, I might have some more information. But link to that announcement and that website will be down in the description as well. Now to more of the roster and rumor stuff and updates on that. The first one, it comes from Shift, as always, talking that Wondamike has officially signed with eUnited and will be replacing Memory. Guarantees of this have still not come out from eUnited, but it seems like Shift is willing to put their entire stake and claim on it, so it's hard to exist otherwise. I can tell you guys I've been talking with Wondamike quite a bit as well, kind of helping him with who he's trying out for and what he's trying to do. I'm excited for him moving forward. It's kind of hard to argue with Wondamike ending up here based upon the recent results that have come and backing of all these places. So Wondamike, congrats. Glad you found a new roster and a new home. Best of luck to you moving forward. Also, while editing this, it looks like Memory has found a spot. He's going to be playing for KC Pioneers. If you guys don't know this, this is the new version of Flight. It does look like it's going to be Rapid. Seabass is who Memory is going to be replacing. And then there is no Aeon. They're using Beast Mode, the new up-and-comer that is only 14, that will turn 15 on the 3rd of August. Another roster change that ended up happening was Yukiss. A lot of people were wondering what was going to be happening with Solary, the recently promoted team into the RLCS. Now that's kind of negligible now, but they do still get a guaranteed into the regional event with the top 32 teams. So Solary getting rid of Meloshisu, can't say his name. Meloshisu was in this tentative, like, we don't know what we want you to do kind of position. They've officially confirmed that Yukiss is going to be the player coming in and taking his spot. And last but not least, as you see in the graphic that is displaying, we have no idea what is happening with PK, but we do know that Gyro and AyyJayy do not want to play for that roster anymore with PK and are going to be moving on and going back to Don't Sleep on the Peeps, or the Peeps as their roster. And this time they're taking the leftover from the former Ghost roster in Allushin. So this is the team that is signed up for the Astronaut Star Circuit Qualifier number 3, which will be happening on the 27th, which I think is next Monday if I take a peek. Yeah, next Monday, which is when they do their tournaments. And because we crushed through all of that so fast, I've got time to do one of these because it's been a bit. Top comment and one of the most rated comments that creates kind of conversation is Codename Alex saying, honestly, I feel like this is a very amazing and necessary change, but to me it feels like it's a band-aid over the big issues that plague Rocket League right now, which is lacking content. Hard to argue there. For all the new people, it'll be great for a while, but the thing is people are needing content. If they hope to retain all these new players as well as keep the old players, they'll need to add something else. I'm hoping they add a creative mode. That will help fix so much of the issues with lack of content. I'm glad they're moving in the right direction, but I'm waiting to see what the big August update is as well. So Alex kind of hits the nail on the head here, and I talk about this a lot in my last video. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out up top. But the last video, I do talk about how right now free-to-play is going to bring an influx of players, and yes, there's going to be some issues, but at a core, it doesn't really change the issues that I currently have with Rocket League. I personally feel right now that Rocket League is very stale. I have really no desire to play the game because it's just the same thing over and over, and they sprinkle in maybe a new game mode here every once in a while, but they aren't really new game modes. It's just a limited time of the ones that we've played before, whether it be Spike Rush or Heat Seeker or whatever it may be. And the issue to me, I think, starts at the foundation of Psyonix. It feels like Psyonix for a very long time has shifted with the mentality of making money and revenue rather than focusing on the community. And I feel like now is a good time to kind of change that kind of focus. So now that you have a big influx of players, that will hopefully allow them to buy more blueprints and more battle pass or rocket passes or whatever. I hope that it shows Psyonix that they can still be sustainable and make plenty of money off of the things they already have in game, and they don't need to continue to focus and keep that mentality of we need to make money. I hope what ends up happening is there is a shift in mentality, and the free-to-play and the influx of players and the new menu system and the new rank system and all that stuff is them finally transitioning at the high-ups to go back into the focus of the community. Now, the big hope, and I don't know how this is going to play out, is because Rocket League is made on Unreal Engine 3, which is a very old engine with 5 coming out, the coding behind it is very difficult to implement new features, and heck, a lot of these features just don't exist. So what I'm hoping happens, Epic's expertise comes into play here, and they're able to help out with some sort of creative mode, because I certainly agree. If Rocket League had the capability to boot up one of 50 of Lethmir's maps, say I'm streaming on Twitch, you guys come and watch, which a lot of you have been lately, and I greatly appreciate that. And I say, you know what, I want to give back to you guys. For subs who are watching my channel today, let's watch and play and create lobbies of some of these. So we pull up Lethmir's latest like Hungry Hippos map, and 8 of you guys can join. What ends up happening then is I host that, I pick the map, it plays it, and then if you guys don't have the map, when you join, it downloads it, and you're just good to go. All you have to do is put in a code, like a creator code, or you put in a username and password, or however they work it out to make it as simple as possible. But now we don't have to spend 25 minutes setting up a VPN server like Hamachi. You don't have to download the files that I privately host. You don't have to set up the texture pack. So you don't have to switch and swap the modded file by changing it from one file to another file and then renaming that to Underpass. So it tricks the game into thinking that it's Underpass. But you get the idea. It's super complicated, and that's not even getting into Baka's mod and everything else you need for that. So if they make that easier to use, a game that I tout for a very long time is Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne. It is a game that I've played for roughly 16 years of my life, and is still going strong because of the custom modded game modes that are put on by the community. The same thing can be said about Halo Forge and numerous other games that allow their community to help out and provide this content. So again, if they do this thing, this one thing, it's a big task. It's a lot of coding. There's a lot that goes into resources wise. It could ultimately make Rocket League the most played game on Steam. And I'll stand by that. Obviously, Counter-Strike, Dota are up there. But Rocket League with an influx like that and a fun, super silly, goofy mode, plus paired with a good free-to-play system, will really blow up this game. More than esports, more than free-to-play, more than whatever. If you do those things in partnership, Rocket League will be massive. So I'm with you, Alex. I love the point. I totally agree with you. Creative mode as well as free-to-play are the two biggest things Psyonix should focus on more than literally anything else in the game. More than ranked, more than esports, more than new fancy game modes. Find a way to empower your community to make these game modes for you, and you will have a successful game. I guarantee it. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. Again, appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop those down below. And by all means, please use the little tab things that are kind of down here to separate the different categories. I'll make sure to label them all because it is a lot of information today. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure as always, give it a thumbs up, as well as hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Slowly approaching 19,000. Then after 20,000, we're going to have to do some other fun videos. But again, greatly appreciate all the support. We'll catch you next time. Peace.